The rhythmic, digital pulse of the city's power grid hummed a warning that no one heard, except for the girl in the back seat of the Tesla Model S Plaid. Amidst the neon chaos of the command center perimeter, Sergeant Thorne viciously grabbed the shoulder of 11-year-old Maya, slamming her against the Tesla's yoke steering wheel. I don't care if your mother is the lead architect. This is a blackout emergency, and little girls don't play with city firewalls. Thorne's voice was a jagged spike of military arrogance. Maya, a child of dark complexion whose mind moved faster than a fiber-optic pulse, didn't shed a tear. She looked at the sergeant with chilling, calculated stillness. Sergeant Thorne, you're looking for a physical intruder, but the virus is already in the cooling system. The sudden, catastrophic groan of a massive power transformer exploding in the distance signaled the end of Thorne's authority. The city's skyline flickered like a dying candle as the Tesla Model S Plaid tore through the darkened streets. Maya, 11, sat in the front seat, her fingers flying across the Tesla's massive center screen, which was now displaying a cascading waterfall of crimson code. This car wasn't just a luxury EV. It was a mobile server farm, and Maya had spent the last 3 years learning how to navigate the very city infrastructure her mother had designed. Maya was a cybersecurity savant. She didn't see numbers. She saw patterns. While the rest of the city panicked over the untraceable blackout, Maya had traced the source to a dormant backdoor in the central substation's firmware. "Mom, the fail-safes are being bypassed," Maya said, her voice a steady, disciplined baritone. "The hack isn't coming from outside. It's a logic bomb triggered by the temperature sensors. We have to get to the mainframe." Before they could reach the gates, a military-grade Humvee cut them off. Sergeant Thorne, a man who believed that security meant muscle and that intellect was reserved for people who looked like him, stepped out with his hand on his rifle. "Out of the car, now!" Thorne barked, his eyes narrowing as he saw the high-tech displays inside the Tesla. "We're under a Tier 1 cyber attack. I'm impounding this vehicle for suspicion of signal jamming." "Sergeant, the Tesla is helping me stabilize the local grid," Maya stated, stepping out with her tablet. "The blackout will become permanent if the cooling pumps aren't manually reset. I have the master override code." Thorne laughed, a dry, mocking sound. "I don't need a middle schooler giving me IT support during a war. In this sector, my boots are the only code you need to worry about. Now, get back before I arrest you for domestic terrorism." Maya moved to show the sergeant the decrypting sequence on her tablet. But Thorne wanted a display of absolute dominance. The sergeant reached out and forcefully gripped Maya's forearm, twisting it as he shoved her toward the Tesla's glass roof. The physical violation was shocking. Thorne pinned Maya against the Tesla's door, his heavy tactical vest pressing against the girl's chest. His face inches from hers as the red emergency lights of the city reflected in his eyes. "I said stay down." Thorne hissed, his face contorted in a sneer. "You think because you're a gifted kid you can talk to a sergeant like this? You're a suspect. You're a child. And right now, you're a nuisance I'm about to neutralize." Maya suffered the physical contact with stoic, terrifying dignity. She felt the cold glass of the car against her back. "Sergeant Thorne, you're currently committing a physical assault and allowing a hostile entity to compromise the city's water filtration system. I suggest you remove your hand before the code expires and the damage becomes irreversible." Thorne didn't listen. He ratcheted the pressure on Maya's shoulder, shoving her toward the muddy shoulder of the road. "The only thing irreversible is your ego." He forcefully shoved Maya, nearly causing her to trip over a high-voltage cable that had fallen during the surge. The tension at the substation was suffocating. Thorne's junior officer, Specialist Sarah, stared at her own tactical tablet, her face turning a ghostly shade of white as the city's water pressure sensors began to flatline. "Sergeant, stop." "The kid." "She's right. The pump station just went dark. We don't have the login credentials," Sarah whispered, her voice trembling. "Not now, Sarah. I'm securing the perimeter from this hacker." Thorne lied, his arrogance forcing him to double down as he tried to smash Maya's tablet under his boot. A city technician, Leo, who had been trying to bypass the manual locks, ran toward them. "Sergeant, the heat is building. If we don't get the code in now, the whole substation is going to melt down. We need the architect's key." Thorne turned on the technician, pointing his finger aggressively. "Wait for the cyber team." I'm in charge here. Thorne's refusal to listen to anyone, high or low status, created a pressure cooker of impending urban collapse. Maya, standing by the open door of the Tesla Model S Plaid, used the car's external speaker system. Sergeant Thorne, the code is Ethelgard 99. It's a 128-bit rotating key. You can't wait for your team. The logic bomb detonates in 3 minutes. Thorne just mocked her. You're a kid with a lucky guess. I am the authority. The suspense reached a fever pitch as the ground beneath the substation began to vibrate. A low-frequency hum, the sound of massive turbines spinning out of control, filled the air. One by one, the streetlights for miles around exploded in a shower of sparks. The grid is unzipping. Sarah screamed. Thorne, let her in. The flow shifted from a security detail to a survival crisis. Thorne panicked. He tried to type a generic military override into the console, but the screen flashed a mocking "access denied" in bright red. He was paralyzed as authority useless against a digital ghost. Maya didn't run. She grabbed her encrypted laptop from the Tesla's trunk. Mom, link the Tesla's Starlink connection to the mainframe. I'm going in through the back gate. Maya sprinted toward the terminal, not as a child, but as the only person with the keys to the city's lifeblood. Just before the shocking reveal, we want to take a quick moment to thank you for your support, love, and kindness. We wouldn't have come this far without you. Subscribing is one of the best ways you can help us. It's quick, free, and allows us to continue to bring you great content. Your support means everything. Let's keep this channel growing collectively. Where are you watching from? Drop your city and country in the comments below. Thank you very much. Now, let's get back to the story. Maya reached the main terminal. She didn't use force. She used the precision of a master. She bypassed the sergeant, who was still trying to command the keyboard, and plugged her laptop directly into the bypass port. Sergeant Thorne, Maya said, her voice a razor-sharp blade of authority over facility's intercom. I didn't guess the code. I helped my mother write it. And I just sent a live stream of you assaulting a civilian to the Secretary of Defense. She turned her gaze to the sweating Thorne. Sergeant, Maya said quietly, I am the one keeping this city from going dark forever. Get your hands off your weapon and get out of my light. You are no longer in charge of this scene. The silence in the command hub was so thick it felt heavy. Sergeant Thorne stood frozen, his hand still clutching the tactical tablet he had used to intimidate an 11-year-old. He watched as the monitors flickered from red to green, the city's power grid stabilizing in real time. The suspect he had pinned against a Tesla was now revealed to be the co-architect of the city's digital defense. Thorne, you spent so much time looking at Maya's age and complexion that you forgot she's the one who built the wall you're standing behind, the mayor said, stepping out of the shadows of the command center. I didn't just get a call. I watched you assault my lead consultant's daughter via the Tesla Model S Plaid's remote security feed. This child just saved 10 million lives while you were busy playing bully. The power shift was absolute. The nuisance was revealed to be a national hero. The Secretary of Defense appeared on the main screen, his eyes fixed on Thorne with a look of pure, cold fury. The truth reveal was a career execution. Thorne had triggered his own downfall by assaulting the very person he was ordered to protect. Mr. Mayor, General, I was protecting the site. I thought she was a plant. Thorne pleaded, his voice cracking as he saw the junior officers, his own team, lowering their weapons and looking at him with disgust. We just did check the protection, Thorne, the mayor replied, his voice a calm, sharp blade. And the protection for the city starts with removing people like you from positions of power. You told Maya you were the authority here. Well, your authority just expired. The mayor signaled to the military police. The men Thorne had always tried to lead. Gentlemen, the general barked from the screen. Sergeant Thorne is stripped of his rank and his clearance. Please remove him from the premises. Specifically, before the morning news reports that a child had to do a soldier's job. He is a disgrace to the uniform. In front of his team and the city technicians, Thorne was forced to stand as his stripes were literally stripped from his shoulder. He was escorted out of the center. He had nearly allowed to fail, walking past the rows of screens that now bore Maya's name as the system administrator. The public shaming was total. By the time he reached the parking lot, his pension was gone and his name was blacklisted. Maya didn't just save the city. She changed the way it protected itself. Under her guidance, the city created a cyber defense youth corps, ensuring that brilliant minds of dark complexion were given the tools to lead, not just follow. Maya used the reward money to upgrade the city's infrastructure with unbiased AI, proving that the strongest firewalls aren't made of steel, but of integrity and intelligence. The moral resolution saw the city's power grid become the most secure in the world. With Maya as its youngest consultant, she became a symbol of ancient wisdom in a young body, a girl who proved that the truth doesn't need a loud voice to be heard. Sergeant Thorne, once the king of the sector, was relegated to a footnote in military history, a man who lost everything because he couldn't control his bias against an 11-year-old who knew exactly how to keep the lights on. Intelligence is the ultimate equalizer. When you treat someone with disrespect based on their age or their appearance, you are leaving yourself vulnerable to the very threats they could prevent. A badge might give you a title, but only character gives you authority. The smallest hands often hold the keys to the biggest gates.